Conscious reality.
Greetings and welcome back to Conscious Reality, where we speak on the good things, love, relationships, and spirituality. And not so much of the good things, but it doesn't always sound good. But it's meant, to be taken in a good way. You know what I mean? So everything that's good don't sound pretty. So as you guys know, I get questions on a regular basis of conversations to speak on, topics to speak on. And one of my questions that I had recently is, Kirk, what type of men should I stay away from? And there are so many different things that we do that you should be aware of. Now, I don't come on my channel and bash men because I think men are it. I think women are it. I don't bash men or women because I think we both need each other equally. I think you need me, I need you. It's like Barney says, I love you, you love me. But I don't think that I should ever bash anyone. I think this is for growth. But these are the men, from my experience, that you should actually be aware, that you should be aware of. Now, it might be different according to your own experiences or your own ideas, but each men are different. But in generally, this is what I would do. These are the men who I would say to stay away from. Number one, let's say men who are still living with their baby mamas, or still living with their wives or ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, whatever it is. I think that just brings you drama. Right? I think that's one thing that you should stay away from. Because I think many times they have an excuse. They're paying for the house. Oh, they're still in a lease together. Oh, he's on the deed. And, oh, he's just staying there until that happens. I think these are all excuses. I think once you join in that type of situation, you're going to be just bamboozled. I think that you're going to just be played, and it's just ridiculous. Because I've seen or heard too many women in the situations get their heart broken because somebody still live with their person, especially when you expect them to be over, when you expect them to not be together anymore, and some of you are waiting for them to move out, asking them to come live with you. Never ask a man to come moving with you from one woman's house to your house. That's just drama. That's just too much. That speaks on his character. Like, what kind of man will move from one woman's house to your house? And if he does that, stay away from him. Don't do it. Men living with their wives or girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, big mama, leave them alone. It's just too much. All right. Number two, men who are going through those custody battles. And it's not that these are bad men. They're not bad men at all. It's too much drama. It's unwanted drama, unnecessary drama. You're going to fall in that trap. You're going to probably think, I know I keep touching my camera, but my stuff is moving. You're going to keep falling in this drama. You're going to look at their ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, or baby mama like they're the bad person. They might be telling you all this drama about their baby mamas and stuff. Don't fall in that trap, because a lot of times it's not true. So again, it's not that these men are bad men or they might mean anything bad. It's just that stay away from people while they are going through these things, because right now their focus is not on you. Their focus is on what they are going through. Their primary focus is on that struggle, that custody. I would say to stay away from it. That's just me. Number three, of course, you all know, men in relationships. Men in relationships. I don't care what they say is going on with their relationships. I don't care if they say the wife is sick, the girlfriend is sick, the wife, because it's because of the kids, it's because of this, it's because his wife can't leave, it's because his girlfriend is stuck, it's because... Men in relationships, leave them alone. If you want an easier life, an easier relationship, leave those men alone. There's a lot of single men. Men in relationships, and the thing that attracts women with men in relationships are not forceful. They don't try too hard. They're not thirsty. They don't call you all the time. They don't get attached very easily. And I think that's what attracts you, because it makes you challenged. It makes you feel more challenged, so that you can challenge yourself even better. I think men in relationships give you a false idea, because the truth is they don't care. If you reject them, they don't care. If you don't want them, they don't care. If you argue with them, they don't call you back. They ain't texting you first, because they're in a relationship. So it makes you try harder. It makes you work harder. I'm telling you all, these people in relationships, leave them alone. Next one. Number 4, men who don't take accountability. Now, I think this right here is, listen, you will hear a man speak and about his life, about his relationships, about his ex-wife, his baby mamas, his kids, and everything is something else that's going on. Something else, someone else does wrong, something else is reasons why, something else is never him. Accountability. If you hear a man speak and see his life, if you ask him about his life, his failures, you know, what his struggles are, and where he's at, his situations, and you understand that he's always making an excuse, he's always blaming somebody else, pointing his finger with somebody else. His, you know, all the relationship ends because of someone else and something else. That man refuses to take accountability. Don't do it. Leave the one alone. And you can tell the ones who are avoiding accountability is the ones who can't grow up, the ones who will never grow up, the ones who will never apologize, the ones who will never say, you know, see their own faults in the situation. Leave those men alone. They ain't for you. They ain't to be played with. They ain't to be messed with, because these ones will. These are the ones who will screw you up. These are the ones who will screw you up intentionally. A man who don't take accountability is not a man. You know, his own life, is your fault. It's his ex's fault. It's his kid's fault. It's a stranger's fault. It's a school's fault. It's his boss' fault. Never be with these men, because then it will be your fault if you end up with them. I'm just telling you. Number 5, a man who says he's not ready. I don't care why he say it. Leave him alone. A man who says he's not ready for a relationship, for a commitment, just leave him alone. What you want to be entangled in that for? If he's not ready, there's nothing that you can do to make him ready. There's nothing that you can do to a man to make him ready. I don't care how the type of sex you give him. I don't care how you position your legs. I don't care how you get it. I don't care how you do it. I don't care how you use your mouth. It doesn't make a difference. If a man said he's not ready, he approached you for that specific reason. He approached you as someone he's not ready for. That's why he approached you. That's why he's still talking to you, because he was never ready for you to begin with. That is not you he's not ready for specifically. It's not just he's not ready. It's just that he doesn't want you for that reason. Maybe the way you dress. Maybe, you know, the type of clothing you wear. Maybe he thinks that you are a certain type of woman. Maybe he thinks that you are just to be played with. You know, because some men see some women as toys to be played with, and some men see women as serious. You know, if you're always out there in the club and stuff, he probably look at you as somebody that he can play with. If you're always out there on the streets, on social media, shaking your butt, somebody that he can play with. So he's not ready. He was never ready for you. Understand? Please, no. So a man who's not ready, leave him alone. It's not, don't take it personal. It's just, he doesn't want you for real. All right? A man who is just getting out of a relationship, that man is not ready. That man is still focused on the things that his wife or his girlfriend didn't do. So he's focused on you for that reason. He expects that from you. You know, he's going through that trust issues, that emotional. And it's not just men, by the way. It's women too. If a man or a woman or a person is going through, you know, just leaving a relationship, their minds ain't ready. Their minds ain't right. Sometimes they are, because they have been left, you know, they're left a while ago mentally. But a lot of times, men, no. Men, we leave. We don't wait years and years and years to leave, for the most part. Women do. So a man who's just leaving his wife or his girlfriend, or who's just being single, nah, let the man be out there on his own for a while, because he wants to be free for a while, all right? I'm just going over these short things for you. I'm not going into details in depth. I'm just telling you the point of these things right here. All right. Number 7, people who are always available. A man who is always available. Why are you so available? This is not just about men. This is about women too. If I meet somebody who's always available, I'm not interested. Like, what were you doing before me? You don't have a life? Did you stop your life? What about your family? What about your kids? What do you like to do? Do you stop the things that you like to do? You don't have nothing in your life. Why are you always available? Somebody who is always available wastes his time. Somebody who is always available will not value their time with you. So understand, it's just, maybe somebody's bored. Maybe they don't have a life. Maybe somebody who's always available, I don't know. Like, you don't have a job or career. You don't want to improve your life. Somebody who's always available, there's a red flag in that. See what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, stay away from those people. And number 8, I would say, Now, I was raised by my mother, and just by my mother. It was never, never a father in there. But yet, I would say a man who was raised by only his mother, who was not raised by his father at all. I think I would, if I were you, I would stay away from him. Because a lot of times, man, if you look at how you raise your son when the father is not in his life, a lot of times women are feeling guilty, they're feeling bad, so they overcompensate for certain things about that boy. And that boy sometimes grow up, and you would think because you grew up with a single mother, as a mother by herself, you would assume that he might understand his single mother's struggle, but he doesn't. He sees women differently. For some reason, he sees women differently. He don't mind you. He don't mind watching you struggle. And I'm talking about for the most part. Now, some men who have grew up with single parents, I have grew up with a single mother, and I don't think this way anymore because I've been awakened from that mindset. But a lot of men don't take accountability or responsibility because their mother does, protect them too much. They are too protected. The mothers try too hard. The boys never grew up. They are still attached in ways that is just weird. These men be in their late 20s, 30s, and still don't know how to take care of a home because they see their mothers do it every single way. So they put so much pressure on their woman because they think that their mother enjoy the entire experience of being single by themselves. They everything. They cook, they clean, they dust dishes, they work, they buy groceries, they buy stuff to pay all the bills. And that's what they're going to do when they see you. They expect that. They see their mothers. I will leave those men alone for the most part, if I were you. Again, it's not that these men are bad men, but I think they were too protected. They were too... You know what I mean? So I hope you understand. I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying that these are bad men or anything, or maybe... But look and see, them boys were raised by their mothers, man. Their mothers are too in their lives. It's too much. You will never be... Listen. Anyways, that's my list of men that you should stay away from. If you think about it, if you have any more questions, let me know. But that's just my idea. All right? You all have a beautiful day. Again, I'm not saying that these men are bad necessarily. I'm just saying, pay attention. And everybody who starts out like this is not, doesn't always stay like this. Some men have awakening. Some men have evolved. Some men have, from their experiences. Some men change over time. Some men understand. Now, I know the obvious things like a man who lies and a man who cheats and a man who abuses women, a man who, physically abuses women. I mean, we all know those basic things. I mean, of course, but you don't know these things anyways until you get into a relationship with them. How much they abuse and disrespect and call you out of your names. We all know. Don't mess with those. Those are obvious. But I wanted to list these things just because these are big no's, big red flags, sometimes they're, sometimes they're not too obvious. They go a little deeper. So I'm just saying, man, you all have a beautiful day. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Be blessed, all right? And hopefully you take the advice or not.